folks, Charlie Sims here. Hope you're having a lovely evening, morning, noon, or day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me for a speed build, and today we are building a Sulani resort, and I've named it the Noku Sulani Resort, and it's inspired by resorts in the Maldives, I guess. So this is just me working out the decking. So yeah, this is modern on the sea, beach hut, and this is me kind of working out a lower level seating area for the front of the deck. Thought it would be quite nice to sort that out, and I'm just battling with the trim on the platform. This ends up being quite a technical build. There's a lot of diagonals, a lot of platforms. You know, not that easy. I don't really know why I did it to myself. And this is me adding some fencing and a ladder so you can get to that lower seating area. And then I'm just testing that out, but it's fine. Which is good. And then I do end up making this deck bit like diagonal just to add a bit of interest. I don't really know what was wrong with me while I was playing this. It was like everything was, maybe I could make that diagonal for interest. Like that was the whole build, just me thinking of how I could make this interesting. And this every time I came to the conclusion that I should definitely make this diagonal, and I was just regretting it the whole time. But it was fun, it was like a fun technical challenge. I end up making the poles into the sea, or the foundation white for like the kind of sleek modern look. Because at the moment it is kind of looking like abandoned ruins, and I don't want it to look like that. So I do change that decking. And yeah, there ends up being a load of things that I add to this build as well. Lots of things to do. Because we don't just want to sunbathe. I do find there's not too much to do in Sulani. I haven't like fully played with the pack, but I don't know. I don't think there's too much to do. But yeah, like that's my opinion. I don't think there's too much to do in Sulani. So that's the tea. So I added a lot of things to do to this build from various packs. I think I add obviously the things for island living, so I add like a jet ski and all that, but then I also add like a slip and slide at the front, which is like I guess a bit unrealistic, but it can be removed. I kind of liked it as something fun to do, like a summer activity. And yeah, this is just me working out the roof, which was a bit hard as well. Do faff about with the roof a lot, obviously. You probably know roofing and diagonals don't really go well together. So yeah, this was my kind of struggle for the whole build. And when on, that wasn't even us at the diagonal roofing. That was just me struggling with the general roofing. But I think the shape ends up looking really cool, and I really like the inside. There ends up being, I do put a massage table down, which I think is quite realistic because you can hire a masseuse, and I know you can do things like that in the Maldives, right? I don't know, I feel like you can. Anyway, it seems that seems quite realistic to me at a resort, and something that I definitely think I'm going to get my Sims to do when they come here. And you probably just saw me do add a diagonal to the house, to the hut. So first diagonal of many, and yeah, then I pull out like a grey wall, and then I think, oh, that looks modern. So that ends up being the texture that we use. This is our second diagonal. I don't know why I made this so difficult for myself. I really don't. But yeah, so there ends up being like a deck that goes all the way around the hut, which is really nice. And then there's like a balcony area because I couldn't do the roof on the diagonal. So when you can't do the roof on a diagonal, just put a balcony in. So yeah, and then I put like a couple of sun lounges in there, and I get that. I guess that's like a kind of heat trap. And yeah, this is just me, yeah, working out the decking, making it a little bit smaller. But yeah, loads of activities on this decking as well for your Sims. And I think because I put like the lower pool, the lower seating area down at the front. Everything is kind of raised now, which is nice because we used a medium wall height, but it looked like a normal size wall because of the platform. Until we lowered the platform in the interior. But we'll see that later. Yeah, so this is just me sorting the roof out. I do end up sorting that bit of roof that you can see and making that look a little bit better. So yeah, don't worry about that. I do end up sorting that. But yeah, I think the shape's rather interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting is a good word for it. I end up removing this trellis completely because I actually don't like it in the end. And yeah, I'm just adding some more windows. I'm not too good at contemporary builds, to be honest. I don't really know what windows to add, so I just end up adding really tall ones. And this is just me adding like a kind of decking out to the sand, and that is how you get to your beach hut. And then I'm just mirroring the front a little bit here, which made, actually, you know, I'm surprised how easy the seating area, the floor plan was. The seating area, I called the floor plan the seating area in a last build as well. Last speed builds. This is me doing too many voiceovers in one day. And yeah, and now I'm adding so the deck also, there's also an entryway to this other building that is attached to this building as well. And that ends up being the formal dining area. So yeah, you can enter the house hut 2 different ways, I guess, because why not? And yeah, this is just me sorting the diagonals out. And yeah, just trying to make the platform look good. And then I just add the stairs onto the side, and I think that looks really nice, actually. I saw that on an image somewhere, and I thought, oh yeah, we'll do that as well. And then I'm just making a little lower level to get to that dining room. And yeah, I thought that was quite realistic. And now I'm just going back to this side and yeah, just changing the room shape a little bit, the shape of the building a little bit, before removing that trellis, which I don't know when I do this. And then at this point I'm like, wow, the roof looks really cool. On like bird's eye, the roof looks really good. I still don't know how I feel about it, like on the side or front on, but you got to try these things. Like, this was fun, but weird. Okay, cool. And yeah, because I pulled those eaves out, I could put those columns there, and I thought, oh yeah, that works. And yeah, this is me just putting windows everywhere, but they are like they're like frosted windows for a bit of privacy, and then I do put a wall up around the decking as well for like some added privacy onto the back. I guess it doesn't matter too much at the front because you're facing the sea, but I was thinking about privacy on the other side. So yeah, just add these lovely, beautiful big windows at the front, and that room at the front ends up being the dining room, which I think is quite nice. And yeah, and then I'm thinking about adding a step down here, but then I don't think it ends up looking that good. So I'm just like, oh, we'll make it all the same level. So the platform actually ends up being all the same. Yeah, and then I don't know, I'm just trying to add like a bit of a wall there, and I'm like, this looks weird. But yeah, you'll see me change that soon. And then we add some steps, and that's when I end up just bringing that front platform way forward so that it's just one step up to the house. Hut. I keep calling it a house. It's not really a house. Yeah, and this is just me adding the stairs. And then, yeah, this is me moving the platform up. So it ends up being like a bit simpler than originally planned at the front, but I think that looks better. And then I'm like, oh, look at that bird's eye view. It's so cool. And then I'm just adding a little privacy divider in this corner. So I'm just adding, yeah, a bit of a wall, a bit of a high wall for privacy. I don't really know how much that actually does for privacy, but it's okay. You know, they're on holiday, maybe the Sims don't care about their privacy. I mean, they don't, Sims in general. And then I really want to put the bed in front of, at the front of the building. So, yeah, and this is intended to be, I know I created a wedding venue, and this is intended to be like the honeymoon resort location. So that's my idea for that. But it also, I will be using it in my Let's Play as well. And I'm not sure yet of the order that this is going to come out, whether this will come out before the Let's Play or not. But yeah, this will be in my Let's Play because my Sims are going on holiday because it's the summer. Yeah, oh yeah, and then I'm just adding a little outdoor seating area here as well. So I end up putting on that lower platform at the front, I do end up putting a fire pit and some benches. So yeah, so there's two sun lounges out here, outside sitting area, and a fire pit with some informal seating and a shower, which there's a shower out here and that ends up being the only shower in the place. Sorry. I had like less room than I thought, but I think that's kind of nice, just showering outside. Your Sims will get their hygiene levels up. I mean, it's not particularly realistic. I was thinking about putting a hot tub here, but I didn't end up putting a hot tub. I think it's the only thing that's not in here. But we got the slip and slide and the sea and everything. And when I first initially started to build this, because this is the second time I'm building this structure like in a similar way, because the first time I wanted to do a pool at the front, so I wanted a lower level pool, not lower level seating. So I wanted them to have like a private pool at the front by the sea. I think that would have been really cool, but we can't actually do that in Sulani. Like, I ended up doing it, but I had to create like a room on top of the foundation, so it was like mega tall. Yeah, and I just couldn't get it to like look good. It ended up looking like too big, and I was like, nah. But yeah, that's the way to do it, but that's the only way to do it. And I guess that's possibly because the seabed is uneven, so because I can't even make a basement in Sulani. Which, yeah, I don't really understand why, because I haven't really played with Sulani too much. I don't know whether you can do... I haven't even tried doing terrain in Sulani. Maybe it's one of those things where you just can't do the terrain, because I kind of understand why the terrain would be static in Sulani, like unchangeable, because it's a seabed, right? So it'll look ridiculous with the rest of the world. And then, of course, what happens if you just raise the terrain in the sea? Well, I mean, it should be that it'll create a little island in the sea, but I haven't actually tried that. Maybe that's what I needed to do. I don't know. I don't know how I would have got a pool on the first floor, which is what I wanted, because at the time I tried to create a basement, but yeah, so effectively I had to make a room and then put the pool at the top of the room on top of the foundation. That's the only way I could get a pool. And I think that's because you can't terrain manipulate in Sulani. I'm going to have to try it after this voiceover. I'm really curious now. Anyway, yeah, so the inside, as you can see, very modern, very bright, very spacious, very colourful. Well, I mean, the front, I think I was trying to go with like that really nice red wallpaper that we get, but then it's like an orangey red wallpaper, but I thought it looked a bit much. So I just put it in the bedroom, but I thought that was really nice. So we go with a kind of mint green and light grey look and light flooring, and I just think it's really nice. And yeah, I actually really like the interior of this build, probably more than the exterior. Yeah, just really like the interior of this. I end up making like, I end up separating this in like quite a clever way, if I do say so myself. Oh, and this is me trying to cover that trellis, the end of the trellis that's poking into the wall. What do I cover that with? Some display unit that's quite thick. I think maybe, yes, this island living display unit, which is actually really nice. I know a few people aren't happy that we got cabinets, or at least that's what I hear. A few people aren't happy, I don't know, that we got cabinets. I don't know whether that's the whole community, but yeah, a few people aren't that happy that we didn't get cabinets in island living. However, I actually really like those displays. I'm like, oh, that's a bit different to a cabinet. And this is just me adding a sink, and then I add an oven and like everything you'd need, really. Because it's, you know, it's a Sims rental, so I guess it's self-catering because we can't have catered places. And here is where I add a little divider. And then behind it, I do actually end up putting a 3-tile bathroom. And I like this because it separates the living room from the dining room. And I do like that a lot. Obviously, you can still see the kitchen from the living room, but I like that this is kind of hidden round a corner. I think it's nice, got a bit more wall space. It feels a little bit more, it feels a little bit less open plan, which is nice. I mean, I'm not a fan of having the whole house in one room. I guess that's just my personal taste. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I think that was pretty seamless, but I did actually have to. I don't think you can tell from the video, but I did actually have to restart and install all of my mods because we got the skin tone update when I was building this, which is such a great update. Oh my god. Yeah, and that's when I. Oh, it's a 2-tile bathroom. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, we squeeze it in, and thank goodness there's a shower outside. So, yeah, and this is all you need. All you need for a lovely vacation in Sulani. I'm so happy we can vacation in Sulani now. I really, don't know, just didn't want to live there, you know? But I'm so glad we can vacation there now. It's really like inspired these incredibly like summery builds in the middle of winter. This is why I'm doing them, because it's just got me all excited. I haven't built in Sulani before because I don't know, I'm just not bothered about island living. I didn't want to live on a beach. It seems unrealistic for me. Although that being said, that's so weird because I like played vampires and I loved vampires, and that's not realistic, is it? I don't know. I guess it's just what you fancy, you know, playing in The Sims. We've all got our own preferences. Like, I love Harry Potter, but I'm not too bothered about Realm of Magic. Actually I got it on sale purely for the build items, and then I was just like, oh, this is a bit disappointing because they're really specialist. Except, that being said, the counters are really nice. I mean, there's no matching cabinets, but the counters are stunning. Yeah, oh, and then I end up adding a little bar so you can practice your mixology in here as well. There's just so much to do. I think I put an easel outside as well, like a chess table, like just everything. But yeah, I thought the little bar was nice because you know, you're on holiday, you might want a little tibble. And then I'll put a mirror on the top and line it with lights just to make it a little bit posh. And then this is where, because as I said, we had to use a medium wall height, and this platform is lowered completely. And it's just meant that we get a really tall wall to work with. I think the only time the wall's not that tall is in the bedroom, because the bedroom is on the same level as the decking. And now I'm just cluttering a little display unit up. But the whole thing, because it's a rental, it's not too cluttered. It's not like my usual clutter, because I just think that that seems unrealistic in a rental. And this is just me adding a coffee machine, because my sim who's going in is a coffee addict, so I don't really want her to lose that. Because it's actually really good, the coffee addict one. Like the buffer on it, like the moodlet, you get like a focus +3, which trumps a lot. You know, you have a cup of coffee, and that trumps you being tired, like no fun, so you can just like continue working when you're stressed. Yeah, I really like it. She just gets really groggy in the morning before she's had her coffee, which, you know, it's not a bad payoff. I think, yeah, I do really like that lifestyle. I haven't tested all the lifestyles out, because to be honest, it takes, I think I was playing like 4 days until I found out, until I got a lifestyle. So yeah, so if you want to see, that, I have put a let's play up that I'll link below. And actually, I guess I'll be linking 2 let's plays below, depending on when this build comes out, because this build is for episode 6 of my let's play, I believe. And yeah, this is me. I lower this shelf a bit because it seems a bit too high, and then I change the picture to something different that I just prefer for my own personal taste. And then I'm like, oh, another blank wall. What do I fill this blank wall with? I can't remember. A picture? Yeah, there you go. That really bright picture. So there's 2 bright pictures there in the living room. I think the living room is really nice. And the dining room, actually. I'm a fan of it all. And this is just me making a fake closet, which I made in my log cabin build as well a while ago. And are we getting onto the spa yet? No. Oh, yeah, this is me trying to add the hot tub and just being like, oh, it's just a bit too big. So yeah, I'm just adding a few more activities so you're not just really bored here. Yeah, so you can stay like at this rental for the whole of your honeymoon and the whole of your vacation and still work on your skills and everything. Because yeah, you might not want to just be relaxing. And then I thought this would be quite nice for yoga. So yeah, putting some yoga things down. That's where I put the massage table, and we later decorate that massage room. Then I put a guitar down, just everything really. So yeah, if your sim wants to learn a new skill as well. And then I think, oh, the beer pong table might be fun. Like a fun group activity to do. You know, if you're honeymooning, do want to spend some time together, not just like painting at your easel. And then I put a football down as well, because that's another activity that you can do with another sim, just in case your sims are energetic. Boxing. And yeah, this is the slip and slide that I later changed to that shark one. I use this in... Oh no, this is the only build I use it in. I feel like I've used that in another build recently as well, but maybe I placed it and took it out. Oh yeah, and then I'm just adding a boom box for if you want to dance on your honeymoon. And then I think I just add a couple of palm trees. So yeah, there's 2 fire pits. And this is me decorating the spa room. I think this might be my favourite room. It's just, I just love the colours in it, and yeah, it just seems really calming. I really like this room. And yeah, I think we're coming up towards the end of the speed build. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. And if you would like to see more content from me, please hit subscribe. And I'll catch you later.